What is going on, good people of YouTube? It's me, Chavez. I'm back with another MLB player prop video for you. Today's Tuesday, July 25th, 2023. As always, I hope this video finds you all doing well and in good spirits. We got a recap to go over. We got new promotion from Thrive Fantasy to talk about, and then we're diving into the Prizepicks board because I have a few plays that I want to share with you today. So if all that sounds good, I encourage you to stick around, drop a like, sub up, and click the notification icon to get notified of all upcoming content and videos from me and the channel. And without further delay, let's get into those plays from yesterday. All right, 1-1 on the day, but we did talk about Mookie Betts batter versus pitcher matchup, and that one was a good one. He did go over fantasy points, and if you played that, you put that in your slip, then hopefully the rest of your slip played out well, because that one definitely hit. Let's talk about the two plays that we made official plays. We took the over. Julio Rodriguez fantasy score goes 1 for 5 with 3 fantasy points. Struggled quite a bit versus Kenta Maeda yesterday, although no strikeouts. He did put the ball in play, so that's always a good thing. And then we took the over. Will Benson total bases at 0.5, just way too low, even for a guy that's batting at the bottom of the order. He's too productive with his at-bats, so that one was a pretty much a no-brainer. So 1-1 on the day. We look to build off that small amount of momentum, and hopefully today's plays yield us bigger profit and better results. Before we dive into the Prizepicks board, let me spend a moment or two going over the newest promotion from Thrive Fantasy. All right, first and foremost, Thrive Fantasy, partner of the channel, join over on Thrive Fantasy using my promo code Chavez to get a 100% deposit match up to $250. Enjoy a friendly payout structure, more money for you when your slips hit. Also, get access to free squares. Today's free square, Julio Urias, 0.5 strikeouts. I think you take the over on this one. Pair it up with another play that you like. Damn near guarantee a 3.2x your entry amount. In addition to that you got the rake back week from 24th of July through the 30th of July. 20% of your net losses will be credited back to you in the form of prop lobby tickets. Very cool thing. Just make sure you supply Thrive Fantasy with your username, your email, and you're all set. So for the entire week, any plays that you have that result in a loss, 20% of the losses get returned to you in the form of those lobby tickets. So any questions about all that, drop a comment below. Let me know. I'll be more than happy to go over anything you got. All right, here we are over on Prizepicks. Going over some plays today. Some repeat names, Horner and Robert, and then Taijuan Walker. As always, if you got what you want, I wish you the best of luck. If you want to stick around and listen to some of this breakdown, then that's what we're about to do. So let's start with a batter versus pitcher matchup that I really like today for Luis Robert. I got his fantasy score pulled up here. You can also play his run line that's at 0.5, but for illustration purposes, we'll keep his fantasy score up here at 7.0. Let's head over to props.cash and just take a look at his matchup today, his history today. His matchup today versus Kyle Hendricks and his history versus Kyle Hendricks. All right, here we are over on the historical matchups tool on props.cash. So Luis Robert versus Kyle Hendricks today. In his career, 8 plate appearances, 3 hits in 6 at-bats, 1 double, 2 home runs. So all 3 of his hits have resulted in extra bases, driven in 3 RBIs with 1 walk, 500 batting average, 2.292 on base percentage, and a 1667 slugging percentage. So very strong, solid numbers for Robert versus Hendricks today. Just wanted to put this matchup on your radar. Do with it what you want, but I just thought it was too good of a matchup to not share with you all. All right, let's stick in the same game. Let's talk about a fantasy score prop, but on the other side, Nico Hoerner sitting at 7.5 hitter fantasy score. I like the over on this one. We're heading over to props.cash so we can break it down. All right, here we are over on props.cash. Got Nico Hoerner and his last 10 games pulled up. We're going to go through this pretty quickly, so I hope you can keep up. Over his last 10 games, Nico Hoerner has done this. He has 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12 hits in the last 10 games. He has 1 home run. He has driven in 4, 6, 8, 9 RBIs. He has scored 5, 6, 7 runs himself. I think my favorite prop out of these 10 games are his stolen bases at 2. Stolen bases worth 5 points on Prizepicks. So easily can get over fantasy score with 1 at bat with a single and then stealing second. That's 8 fantasy points. That's how quickly this line can hit. But sometimes it takes a batter 2 or 3 at bats. Maybe it takes them the whole damn game to get over 7.5 fantasy points. Hopefully today for Nico Hoerner, it doesn't take quite as long. Versus Michael Kopech, not a whole lot to talk about here. Just 1 plate appearance, no stats to speak of. On the year, Hoerner versus right-handed batters, 271, 5 homers, 10 doubles, 2 triples, 58 singles. On the other side, Kopech versus right-handed batters, I should have said Nico Hoerner versus right-handed pitchers. On the other side, Kopech versus right-handed batters, only allowing a 205 batting average, so suppressing average very well, but he's still giving up some power. 11 homers, 8 doubles, 21 singles, so 19 extra base hits allowed to right-handed batters. Listen, we don't need home run. We don't need tons of power from Nico Hoerner today. We need production. We need productive at-bats from him. He should get 4, 5 at-bats today. I mean, over his last 10 games, he's averaging 4.6 and 4.8 at-bats. So round that up to 5 at-bats in each game. I think that's plenty of time for Hoerner to do some damage. Give me the over 7.5 fantasy score for Nico Hoerner as our first play of the day. All right, let's talk about Taijuan Walker pitcher strikeouts versus the Baltimore Orioles. I like the over on this one. We're headed over to props.cash so we can talk about it. All right, let's take a look at his last 10 games. Obviously, he's gone over 0.5 strikeouts. Come on, props.cash. All right, gone over 4.5 in 7 out of those 10 games. Now, this game is being played in Philly, so his home games look just as good. 9 home games to look at here. Gone over 7 out of those 9 games for a 78% hit rate. Taking on a Baltimore Orioles team that's kind of middle of the road in terms of strikeout versus right-handed pitching. Only whiffing at a 22.1% whiff rate versus right-handed pitching. But listen, Taijuan Walker is doing good things, and he's not playing above his head. I mean, there are some games where he has 8 strikeouts, which is a little higher than you're used to seeing from him. But for the most part, his starts, he's giving you 5, 6 strikeouts. That's right around where you think he'd be. So it'd be one thing if we saw, 10, 15 strikeouts for Taijuan Walker over a 10-game span. You would believe that has to come back down at some point, right? But he's pitching, within his range here, so I don't think that any sort of regression is due, especially not today. I just really like the matchup for him. I think 4.5 is a little too low. I believe this is going to get bumped up to 5 at some point throughout the day. So second play of the day, I like the over 4.5 strikeouts for Taijuan Walker. All right, and so for the last play of the video, it's a combo prop between Robert and Nico Hoerner. So I was already going to bring you the Luis Robert batter versus pitcher matchup. I was already going to bring you the Nico Hoerner fantasy score line, and then I get on Prizepicks and I start putting this together, and I see this combo prop sitting there, and it's like, hello. Now, you can't play all 3 of these in the same lineup, but you can split them up. If you want to just kind of like leverage the opportunity here, you can play both Robert and Hoerner in one lineup, and then you can play this combo prop in a separate lineup and just kind of cover all angles here. But if you believe that Robert is going to have a good game and hit this, if you believe that Hoerner is going to have a good game and hit his fantasy score, then it just makes sense to take the over on this prop at 4. I think 4 is a solid line. I don't believe it's too low. I don't believe it's too high. I think it's where it needs to be, but it's definitely reachable. It's attainable for these 2 guys. So I would be playing the over on this one, and I just wanted to also put that on your radar in addition to the 2 plays that we talked about today. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for today's video. Drop a comment below. Let me know what you like on the board, as well as your thoughts on our plays for today. As always, thank you so much for all your support and helping this channel get bigger every single day. Best of luck to you all should you tail any of these plays, and until tomorrow's MLB player prop video, Chavez is out.